Right. Cabot Phillips joins me now. Cabot, the White House won't call it a crisis, and Vice President Harris laughs at this. What do you make of that? Come on, give me your take on this.
Well, this is the clear result of what happens when you incentivize people to come here illegally. You create a crisis, and then you try and completely make everyone think they're not seeing what they're really seeing. There has been a shift in the Biden administration's messaging that's happened this week. It initially was, don't look at the southern border, there's nothing going on there, nothing to see. And now that the news continues getting out, the pictures continue getting out, they say, well, there is something going on, but it's President Trump's fault, and it's not a crisis. Which is ironic, because when Joe Biden was vice president under Obama, they said that a border crisis should be declared if 1,000 migrants are detained each day at the border. We are now at 6,000 a day in the month of March, and they have the gall to try and convince us there is no crisis. And this is what happens when you stand up on the debate stage and say, we're going to give health care to those living here illegally. If you're an illegal immigrant that's considering coming up here from South or Central America or anywhere, you're going to look at that and you're going to say, my options are coming the right way, legally, maybe not getting in, having to jump through all the hoops, pay the price, or coming here legally. Worst that happens, I get a slap on the wrist. Best that happens, I get free health care and education. And that is why we're seeing numbers that we have not seen at the southern border in 2 decades. It's not some coincidence that this is happening 2 months into Joe Biden's first term in office. This is happening because of the incentive structure that he created for people to come here the wrong way. And it's going to continue to happen until he changes that and actually addresses the real problem, that this is a crisis. But you can't fix it if you keep saying it's not.
Well, what's with the laughing? I'm sorry, I do find that inappropriate when you're dealing with children, and that's what they are, cooped up in these centers, packed together, and our vice president not going to go to the border, at least anytime soon, and laughs about it. I don't think that goes down well. I don't.
Stuart, she's laughing because she was caught off guard, and she was caught off guard because she's not used to being asked tough questions like that. She's not used, and the Biden administration and Democrats as a whole are not used to the media actually holding their feet to the fire, which the media is now having to do because the American people are outraged by what's going on. And so that's what happens. President Biden hasn't even had to give an account of his own for this, which it would be nice to hear him ask questions like that. But he hasn't had a press conference since he's come into office. He broke a 100-plus-year-old record for longest time that a president's gone without having to stand up. And he doesn't want to get up there and give a press conference because he doesn't have an answer. And the other thing that the Biden administration is doing here that's really despicable is they're portraying this as being about morality. They're saying it's the moral thing to do for us to go out, announce to the world, if you're a child that comes here on your own, we're not going to send you back, we're going to keep you here. What that does is it tells parents in other countries, you send your kid here, you get them here any way possible, and they're going to stay. Yeah. There's nothing moral about telling parents, give your kids to a smuggler that's going to get them across. Give your kids to a system where 1 in 3 young women are sexually assaulted or raped crossing the border illegally. There's nothing moral about creating a system that incentivizes more of that. And that's why we're seeing all these kids here. And again, that lack of media accountability is one reason this has been able to go on for so long.
Don't take the moral high ground when you're creating a moral crisis at the border. Cabot, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Stuart.
Okay.